Hello everyone, welcome back to Business Central Musings. We continue today with what's new in Business Central 2025 Wave 2, also known as version 27. And we're going to touch on the changes that have affected manufacturing module. And those changes are quite significant in terms of the reports included with manufacturing and the online and in-client help. Let's go over a presentation I prepared for this. I'm planning to start with first introducing those that don't know yet about the YouTube channel from Microsoft, Microsoft Dynamics Business Central YouTube channel. Then the inspiration for this video is a video that can be found on that YouTube channel. And I will slightly diverge from that video because I wanted to offer some help on how developers, mostly developers, can figure out what's been changed between a previous version and the current version in terms of source code, what type of source code has been changed between the versions. And we're going to introduce two things. One is a repository created by my colleague from the Microsoft MVP group, Stefan Maron. Thank you, Stefan, for managing that, creating and managing that repository on GitHub for BC code history. And also a tool, an extension, a Visual Studio Code extension called Gitlens. We're going to show how with these two tools we can easily see what's being changed between versions for any file in base application. And yeah, we will conclude with what's been changed in BC 27 for manufacturing. So let's get going. First, let's have a look at Microsoft official Business Central channel on YouTube. And that's really easy to find. It has the handle Microsoft Dynamics 365 BC. And if you go to the videos tab, you're gonna see all the videos released in descending order of the release time. And somewhere like a month ago, you will see the manufacturing analytics. This video was presented by Kenny Pontoppidan, which is the program manager at Microsoft. This video goes over what's new in manufacturing in BC 2025 Wave 2. And just to be very short on it, you can please, I encourage you to watch the whole video. It's not very long. It's less than 15 minutes. It's actually less than 10 minutes. And it will give you a good overview of what's the improvements consist on the reporting changes. And I mentioned here Word layouts, Excel layouts, and some obsolescence, and also documentation in the for the incline documentation and enhanced Microsoft Learn documentation. Reporting is a big part of what's been changed in Business Central 2025 in terms of manufacturing. So the easiest way to see the reports around manufacturing is to go here to all reports, and we will try to locate the manufacturing here. if it's not hiding. And we see here manufacturing, and yeah, and you get here all the reports around manufacturing. And from the video that Kenny presented on manufacturing, we see here what are the updated reports, and let's try to find some of them. For example, production order work in progress. Let's type WIP. We see one for Power BI, one Power BI report, but we also see under costs production order work in progress, which is the one um, Kenny was mentioning here. Also production order statistics. We see here a production order statistics report. Um, and of course you can go through all these reports, but we also have some new reports like production order list. I see that production order list is a new report, but I also see that where used top level is an existing report, or production order work in progress is an existing report which was updated. If we want to find out what's being changed in this report, how would we go about finding those differences? So that brings us to the next point in our agenda, to Stefan Maron's Git repository on where he maintains um, the Business Central source code per version, per countries. So let's have a look at that now. I mean, to get to this link here, to get to Stefan's repository, it's really easy. All I did was to type Stefan Maron on Google, and one of the first things that came up suggested was Stefan Maron code history. And as I go here, I went here, I can see one of the links is Business Central Code History repository GitHub. I clicked on it, and here we go. We've got into Stefan's GitHub repository. We see here 294 branches. So obviously, when we look at it, it will include, we see CZ for Czech Republic, DK for Denmark. All I want to know is, or all I want to see is W1, which is the World One code repository for Business Central. And we can see here that we have code repository branches for code repository for versions from 15 all the way to 27. So thank you for that, Stefan, for your resilience and your providing the service for Business Central community every single release. So we got the GitHub repository. Now, how do we actually work with it? So what I did, and I'm not going to show that in my video, but what I did was to clone that repository. And I have it here in Business Central. All you have to do is go to git clone. If you don't have git clone, it means you didn't install git VS Code extension. So first is you start with git VS Code extension, then you will be able to clone any GitHub repository. And after you did that, what I did here, you see here there is a W127 local. What you can do is you click on the when you're going to install it initially, it's going to show you the default branches main, but I create my own by going to create new branch from, and you choose W127 as your base branch for Stefan's repository, Stefan repository, and you give it a name, and mine is W127. Once you have that done, you can come here and uh, go through base app, find base app, and then base application, and then manufacturing, and then the reports. And here um, you will see all the reports um, for business for manufacturing Business Central reports. And let's look at one of them, maybe find out one that's been mentioned um, by Kenny. Let's say where used top level. Where used top level, we see here the Excel, but we also have the report, the AL report. And to see what changed, all we need to do is right click on the report and then file history and then open file history. What's that going to do? You see, we have here one of the blades in Visual Studio is Gitlens inspect. Well, what is Gitlens? To find out what Gitlens is, and if you don't have it, if you don't see Gitlens, or if you don't see even this menu, file history, open file history, that means you're missing on Git. You need to install Gitlens. How you do that? You come here at the extensions and type Gitlens, and you install Gitlens. So going back to our report, where used top level report. Let's go to file history, open file history, and we have here the whole history of this report. If we click on the first item here, what we're going to get is going to show us the differences between version 27.0 and previous version 26.0. So let's have a look here. What happened is in the version 26, which is the commit O or A433, which is this one, A433 is the version 26, and C28D, which is version 27. So left hand side is 26, right side is 27. We see that Microsoft removed the default layout RDLC, and they made now the default layout the Excel layout. And let's see how the report looks like because of this change. So the report is called where used. Let's go into Business Central. And if we try to find where used, it's here, top level. Let's run it. We see now that the RDLC layout it's probably gone because now we see only download, which pretty much means we're not going to get the report viewer, the in-browser report viewer. Let's go a bit more through what's been changed to a little bit to the bottom, closer to the bottom, and we see now that under the rendering section, we only see the Excel layout. And it's possible that you might see the RDLC layout if your installation of Business Central is not clean. But ours is clean, therefore we only have access to the Excel layout. If you only want to get the data set, then you would go to send to, and you get only the data only. You can run to get only the data set of the report. Let's run the report. We're gonna run it wide, no, and let's open the file. We've got here protected view, enable editing. Let's click on enable editing. We also have a security warning here. At your own peril, enable content. It's just kidding, but yeah, click on enable content. And we should get now the content of the report. And we can see now how each item gets used where. So for example, item 1101 is used in BOM item number 1009. We have here the printout of the report. We have here analysis. We can filter for a specific item. And we get, this is where the analysis in Excel happens. We also have an about the report. And if you click on it, we get the page in Microsoft Learn where we learn about this report. Now let's keep going with differences. We see what happened here. Microsoft got rid of the RDLC layout and it replaced the RDLC layout with the Excel layout. We've got a calculate date field. We have a search description, and then some comments here that are only some of the columns here in the data set are used only for in the RDLC layout. We see the sequence, and we have on the request page about title, about text, properties, and the two layouts, one of which is has the obsolete properties turned on, and when it will be obsoleted. So the RDLC layout is obsoleted. And also we got a bunch of labels which are used in the Excel layout. Let's have a look at a few more. Let's look at this one, quantity explosion of BOM. This one appears under updated reports. And if we look at it, we see it's based on RDLC. So maybe that is a good one to find out what's been changed. The report, we can find it here. We see quantity explosion of BOM docx, RDLC, and AL. And if we look at quantity explosion of BOM file history, explosion BOM. So yeah, so right now the default layout is Word, and some of the columns have now a comment that the field is only used for the RDLC in the RDLC layout. We have some indents, some we have a new column, indent level, which is initialized and set in one of the triggers. And we have also a section for rendering, and the RDLC we see is also, it's obsoleted. And now we have the Word and Excel layout um, as the main layouts. All right. There is a aka.ms website for manufacturing with what's manufacturing analytics, which Kenny's team worked on, and it's ready for us to look partners and customers and users, showing the personas on the manufacturing side, staff, management, leadership, and then each type of for each type of persona, what are the reports that are useful. There is also a section for ad hoc analysis on manufacturing data, on ledger list pages, and open in Excel, so you can get from the list pages. You can get you can use the ad hoc analysis. So for example, we can look at item ledger entries, and we can turn on analysis on it. Or if you're a fan of working in Excel, you can open that list in Excel. And this concludes our YouTube video for today on manufacturing and what's new in manufacturing in Business Central 2025 Wave 2. I go through two tools, Stefan's repository on Business Central source code history, and a Visual Studio Code extension called Gitlens, which helps leverage Git commands, and especially in seeing the differences between version X and version Y of the same file between two Business Central versions. I hope it helps, and I hope to see you in the next YouTube video. Thank you. Bye.